In this episode of Rooted in Retail, we're going to have a little bit of a quick episode, kind of like a short episode today, where I'm going to just riff a little on something that has been on my mind. And I think other retailers can totally relate to this. Not that I am a retailer, but retailer listeners can totally relate to this. So let's dive in. Welcome to Rooted in Retail, the show that's dedicated to helping independent retailers thrive in today's ever-evolving retail landscape. I'm your host, Crystal Vilkaitis, and I'm thrilled to have you join me weekly as we explore topics that are vital to the success of your store. From marketing to mindset, money to merchandising, sales to leadership, we'll cover it all. Each episode features interviews with industry experts and accomplished retailers who share their real-life insights and actionable advice. Get ready for a great conversation on how to build your dream business with Rooted in Retail. It's my birthday week if you're listening to this as this episode drops, which is on June 4th, and my birthday is June 6th. So I wanted to do a little bit of a different episode for my birthday week and do a little bit of a riff where I'm sharing some things that have been on my mind in regards to what I'm going through and also conversations that I had with retailers at Evolve, as well as a conversation I had with an entrepreneur friend this morning. I went to Orange Theory with my friend Christina, and then afterwards we got breakfast and we were sitting outside having coffee and just talking about life and about business. And this is one of many reasons why I just love having my business friends that are close by, that we could do this, because it's really nice to connect, and just share those things that you're going through, and other business owners can really relate. And it's so nice to do. And I was sharing with her something that's been coming up for me a little bit lately, not even a little bit, it's just really been coming up for me. And that is balance and being okay with not producing all the time and spending some energy and effort on stuff that's not work related. And it's really funny because I think that as entrepreneurs, I know I certainly can relate to this. You'll have to let me know if you do. I think that we're pretty driven people, and we are like, oh, I got to get this done. I got to get this done. And we start these businesses, and man, like, we run and we get a lot done, and it can sometimes be consuming of almost all of our time, if not all of our time. And if we don't have those breaks, and if we don't add in play time and rest time, it's going to lead to burnout. And I definitely experienced burnout. I hit the peak of it kind of 2020, 2021, and then was doing a lot of healing and things like that in 2022, which I talk more about over on Crystal Uncorked. But the thing that happens is if we don't have that balance, then it creates that burnout. And I see this with our retailers, and because you guys are so busy. You have so much that you are in charge of and responsible for, and just running a business is a lot of freaking work. But if we aren't careful, it can really take over. And for me, I have gotten into this place again where I'm definitely spending majority of my time working. And I know that when I do that, it can lead to my burnout. I've been through this before. So I'm starting to see those signs, and I'm like, okay, nope, I got to make sure that I have some balance here. But what I was saying to my friend Christina this morning is I will do things and they're not work. It's resting, it's playing, it's spending time with family and friends. And I will feel this guilt that I'm not working. And I started to pay more attention to this and start journaling about it. Like, okay, why am I feeling this way? And also on a Crystal Uncorked episode, I talked about chronic guilt that we have as entrepreneurs of, if we're not working and we're not achieving and we're not getting stuff done, then we feel guilty or we feel like we're failing. And this is a real issue. Like, please DM me if you experience this. I have to know that I'm not alone, right? I'm not alone. And so what I think is really important, and what I did, and it's really helped me, is I got clear on what is really important. We need to put our efforts into the things that are really important, because here's the deal. There will always be a million things to do. That's what I wrote in my journal. There will always be so much work. the things that I want to achieve at Crystal Media and the ideas I have and the experiences I want to create for retailers, the education I want to create, like, oh my gosh. And even just social media alone, there is always, like, I could be posting way more. There's always more work. There's always more we could be doing. So we have to draw a line, and we have to spend our efforts on things that are most important. But we don't stop and we don't think about those things. So I recently stopped and I said, what is most important? And it was family and friends were top, and my health was next. And being there and supporting my customers and my team. And I had this list and I really kept it pretty focused to 5 things and put them in order. And then I looked at my schedule and I'm like, okay, how am I spending my time? And I really noticed that I was way off balance. There was like hardly any play, lots of work, and a little bit of rest. And then even when I was resting, that chronic guilt where I'm not even feeling like I'm resting. So I'm making a very conscious effort, I have been, of having that balance and making sure I've got my family and friend time. I'm focusing on my health. I'm focusing on, and then with the work, how can I make the biggest impact? What are the things that I can do most effectively in my business to support my team and my customers? Where's my time best spent? And then everything else, making a list of that and training my team, delegating. Maybe I can't delegate it yet. Maybe it's a future hire, but at least I've separated those things of where is my time making the biggest impact. And the thing that I love doing too, and this is your unique ability, the thing you're so good at, that you love doing, that also makes a big impact on your business. Do you want to spend an entire day in Nashville, Tennessee with me, learning all about social media, creating your social media plan, knowing your who, what, when, where, why, all the apps, all the ways that you should be using Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, Pinterest, and more? If you want to do that with me in person on July 24th, then I've got great news. We are doing a social media day in Nashville, Tennessee, and we have 40 tickets available. This is an intimate experience to really get your plan up and running. You feel super confident with your social media. You know what's working today. You know what's coming in the future of social media as well, so you're prepared. And for attendees, you're also going to get a workbook with all the slides that we cover, so you can take that back to your team. You might even want to bring somebody on your team, like your social media coordinator. You're going to get a 12-month social media planner. We're going to feed you lunch. You're going to get Q&A time. You're going to get networking time and more. These are powerful events. We've done several in the past. People love them. So if this sounds good to you, then go to crystalmediaco.com, click on products, and then scroll down to social media day. You can get more information there and secure your ticket. I would love to see you in Nashville. And so you want to make sure that you're aware of what those balances are. And then you have a plan. So where am I focusing? What are the top priorities for me? And how am I structuring this balance into my day? And then I'm approaching it as almost like as focused as I am on my to-do list, becoming focused in that moment of the play time or the rest time. And almost like it's my job. It's my job to rest. It's my job to play. Because if I don't do those things, I will burn out and do a terrible job at my job, or I won't be able to do my job. I've had friends end up in the hospital because of burnout. Like, it's a real thing. Some of you, I'm sure, listening to this, you might be burned out right now, or you've been through it and you know it is so hard. And through me going through my burnout, I did a lot of research. I became very curious about burnout. It's something that can take years to heal from, which is crazy. And they say that depression and burnout look very similar. And so it can just really impact our lives, our businesses. And I don't want you to go down that road, if I can prevent it at all. And I'm, in this journey where I'm like, okay, I'm noticing these things are getting out of balance, and I refuse to do that. My playtime is so important to me. My rest time is so important, and it allows me to be better at my job too and give more to my retailers and to my team. And so this short episode, and then my friend Christina this morning mentioned an interview that she heard years ago where the woman was saying, every day we face ourselves. Every day we face ourselves. And it is so true. Like I'll resist things. I talked about this in episode 15. I will procrastinate because getting started is the hardest thing. I'll save things for tomorrow because my tomorrow self is way better than today. She is going to just kick ass tomorrow. So I'll make her do it, and move the to-do to tomorrow. Like, we face ourselves every single day. That guilt that I feel when I'm not working and if I'm resting. So it's a constant, we have to address it. We have to be present. We have to be really clear on those boundaries and the balances and make sure that we're making the time for it and make change. We have to evolve as humans. We have to change and create different structure and create different habits in order to have that balance. So we can, because you guys, there's no finish line, right? This is the long game here. We're in a long race. And so we have to face ourselves every day with grace and love. And when we set ourselves up for success with the balance, we know what's important. We know where our unique abilities are, really making sure that's how we're spending our time in our business and really getting our team support. That can really free up and create that balance. So that's something that, I would love to know. Did you like a shorter episode? We're going to be at about 10 minutes here. And 2, did you resonate with this kind of content? Please let me know, DM me, and remember that I am rooting for your success. I hope you have a great week ahead. Thanks for listening. Bye. Thank you so much for being here. It means the world to me. Don't forget to join the Rise and Shine newsletter, which is social media news you need to know, sent via email every Monday morning. Go to crystalmediaco.com/rise to join. And don't miss the newest episode of Rooted in Retail, which drops every Sunday morning.